2009 NBA title.
Victors and vandals. The Lakers are champs of the NBA, but the victory celebration turns violent. Election fallout, days of unrest in Iran after a disputed presidential election. And Israeli reaction. Hardliners reject Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's endorsement of a Palestinian state.
We're here to tell Netanyahu that he was elected by a majority of people that wanted him to guard the land of Israel. And if he'll betray us again, we'll take him down again.
This is the CBS Morning News for Monday, June 15th, 2009. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ross Palombo in for Michelle Geelan. This morning, the LA Lakers are celebrating their 15th NBA title. The Lakers, led by Kobe Bryant, scored 16 unanswered second quarter points. Bryant finished with 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, and was named the series MVP to go along with his 4th NBA title. The final score, LA 99, Orlando 86. We'll have much more coming up in sports. But overnight, there was trouble. Rowdy crowds celebrating the Lakers' win got out of hand, and there have been at least 25 arrests. Susie Saw of our LA station, KCBS, has the details.
Susie Saw for CBS News.
U.S. troops in Afghanistan now have a new commander. General Stanley McChrystal, a 4-star American general, took charge this morning. He replaces General David McKiernan, who was fired last month. McChrystal, who has a long history in special operations, will command a record 56,000 troops in Afghanistan. Now to Iran and the violent fallout from the disputed presidential election there. The defeated candidate, Mir Hossein Mousavi, wants the election annulled and is calling for continued protest. Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad compares the dissent to passions after a soccer game. Susan Roberts is in Washington with the latest. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning.
Thank you. A hearing is scheduled today on the health of accused Holocaust Museum gunman James von Brunn. The 88-year-old white supremacist is charged in the shooting death of security guard Stephen Johns last week. Yesterday, von Brunn's son apologized for the shooting and said he wished it was his father who died instead of the security guard. 2 Dutch ships are expected to troll the Atlantic Ocean off of Brazil this morning. Each ship is towing a high-tech Navy listening device to help in the search for the flight recorders of Air France Flight 447. Meanwhile, the aerial searches for bodies and debris continues. The Airbus A330 crashed 2 weeks ago. A French accident investigator has already arrived in Brazil to analyze the debris. On the CBS Money Watch, stocks in Asia traded lower this morning. Claire Leka is here in New York with more. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning to you, Ross. Bankrupt. Ross?
It's a little bit of a mess, but it looks like fun, huh, Claire?
Yeah. It does look like a lot of fun, Ross.
Okay, Claire Leka here in New York. Thanks a lot. Just ahead on the morning news in Health Watch, a closer look at overhauling healthcare, plus a front row seat to a Kansas twister. It was quite a sight along a highway in Haskell County in southwest Kansas. A huge tornado touched down near a highway yesterday. The twister was on the ground for about 3 minutes before breaking up. There were no reports of damage or injuries. There is, though, severe storm damage around Cincinnati. Powerful thunderstorms battered the area yesterday, toppling trees and blocking roads. About 5,000 homes and businesses lost power. On the CBS Health Watch, Congress is expected to begin work this week on President Obama's plan to significantly change the nation's health care system. Kimberly Dozier has the story.
Kimberly Dozier, CBS News, the White House.
CBS Health Watch, sponsored by Lipitor.
Time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows that it is a stormy morning across most of the plains. It's nice and clear along the shores of the Gulf Coast. Most of the east is dry, and it's also pleasant around the Great Lakes. Later today, scattered storms will develop over the Appalachians. More storms will soak the Central Plains and mid-Mississippi Valley. It'll be hot and dry along all of the Gulf Coast, and out west, temperatures will continue to be 5 to 10 degrees below normal levels. 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 In sports, as we've reported earlier, there is vindication this morning for Kobe Bryant to the Lakers. The Lakers dominated the Orlando Magic in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, winning 99-86. It's Bryant's first championship without former teammate Shaquille O'Neal, and he says that should answer whether he can win without Shaq.
Felt like a big old monkey was off my back.
It's also a record 10th championship for coach Phil Jackson, his 4th with the Lakers, and this is the Lakers' first title in 7 years following last year's loss in the finals to Boston. In baseball, the Giants are the best of the Bay Area. Nate Shearholtz hit a 3-run inside the park home run to break open the game in the 3rd. He lined a 2-out pitch to deep right center field, and then the speedy Shearholtz easily beat the throw to the plate. And San Francisco defeated the Oakland A's 7-1 to complete a 3-game sweep. In Texas, Casey Blake of the Dodgers had 4 RBIs, including a 3-run homer. It was his best game in a year, leading L.A. over the Rangers 6-3. And the New York Yankees handed Mets ace Johan Santana the worst start of his career, scoring 9 times in the 4th inning. The Yankees clobbered the Mets 15-0. When we return, another look at this morning's top stories and an update from Tel Aviv as Israel backs a Palestinian state for the first time. Here's another look at this morning's top stories. The LA Lakers beat the Orlando Magic in 5 games for their 15th NBA title, but the championship celebration turned ugly. Unlawful crowds surrounded cars and threw bottles and rocks at police. And more protests are expected today in Iran following the disputed presidential election. President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was declared the easy winner in an election the opposition claims was rigged. The endorsement of a Palestinian state by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is getting the cold shoulder from Palestinian officials this morning. It's the first time Netanyahu has called for an independent Palestinian state, but he did attach conditions. Richard Roth is in Tel Aviv with details. Good morning, Richard.
Ross?
Richard Roth in Tel Aviv, thank you. NASA is expected to decide today whether to launch Space Shuttle Endeavour on Wednesday. Endeavour was scheduled to go to the International Space Station on Saturday, but the mission was postponed when a hydrogen leak was discovered. A Wednesday launch would probably mean a delay for a pair of spacecraft scheduled to blast off to the moon on the same day. This morning on The Early Show, comedian Jack Black. I'm Ross Palombo, and this is the CBS Morning News.